What's good, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. CDK. This is Sports Talk Network, man. Listen up, man. First and foremost, let me say this. Y'all know I take pride in what I do, and whatever I'm doing in life, I take pride in it. And I feel like I let y'all down yesterday. My interview didn't go as planned. Sometimes, man, you know what I'm saying? Every time you do an interview, it's up to you as the interviewer to get up for the moment. You have to make sure, no matter how the interview is going or what's going on, it's your job to make sure that that interview is great. You know what I'm saying? What's good? So I pride you want to come on stage, bro, if you got time. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, you know what I'm saying, I just feel like, man, y'all know I take pride in what I do when it comes to me doing my interviews or whatever. So I feel like, man, I let y'all down a little bit yesterday. The interview didn't go, you know what I'm saying, as planned. But don't worry, you know what I'm saying. One thing about me, I always bounce back, you know what I'm saying. And I got plans for my next interview this Saturday, man. I'll be having Brian Norman Sr. on at 2 p.m. Central. For some of y'all, that'll be 3 p.m., you know what I'm saying, your time. But I can't wait to interview him. I've been having conversation with him. And, we're just going to get into everything. And a lot of people like to focus, on his son's career, but Brian Norman Sr. also had his own career. Brian Norman Sr. was a fighter, 18 and 11, and there's a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Life after boxing. I've been having a lot of conversation with Bones Adams today, going back and forth, talking with him, texting and just having conversation and seeing where it's, you know what I'm saying? And he told me a lot of stuff, man. And I don't want to put it out right now. I don't want to spoil it, but he wants to come back on because he has a whole lot to talk about. The business of boxing isn't what it seems, man. A lot of times, when you're looking at these trainers and stuff, and Sunday he was putting me up on, trainers, man, only make as much as the fighters. Fighters fight twice a year, maybe. And from what he was telling me, a lot of times fighters, the fighters are okay, but the trainers are the ones that suffer because if the fighter don't fight, they don't get paid. So a trainer can go, man, months at a time without getting any money or anything, and that's hard to do, man. You have to have, a lot of these trainers got second jobs. You have to actually have, man, a top level fighter like a Javante Tank Davis or Canelo Alvarez or Anthony Joshua, someone of that caliber that's making so much money where when you get your 10%, 10% is a whole lot and you're able to live for the whole year. A lot of these trainers are not able to do that, man. And that's what he was putting me up on, the business of boxing and, the way things goes. And there's a lot that he wants to talk about, telling me about the gym and how, you got fighters that come into your gym, they train at your gym, and then, they tell you they're going to do this and do that. And when it's time to do it, they actually going to do it, man. So, what I'm saying, I understand a little better, what I'm saying, because I really thought I knew a lot about the business, but he taught me a lot today, a lot of things I didn't know that I know now. March 22nd, we got some fights coming up. George Kambosos is making his return to the ring, and he's fighting another guy out of Australia. You know what I'm saying? I believe the young man name is Jake Wiley. I ain't heard too much about him. He's 16-2 with 7 KOs. You know what I'm saying? George Kambosos is 21-3 with 10 KOs. Now, Kambosos is moving up. I think he's going up to 140 pounds. He's getting older. Kambosos never had power in the first place. So him going up to 140 pounds, I don't know how that plays out or how that looks, but I definitely know, you know what I'm saying, that he can't afford another loss, you know what I'm saying? Kambosos, we know Devin Haney went out there and gave him the work twice in Australia. This fight right here is taking place in Australia. Now, nothing else, man. That's one thing about these fan bases for people like George Kambosos, man. He's able to make a living because of the fan base he has. One thing about Australia, they're gonna come out and support their fighter, and he gonna get paid regardless. You know what I'm saying? So he's able to make good paydays over there. And hey, ain't nothing like, man, having a fan base that anytime you come out, win, lose, or draw, they gonna get behind you. So shout out to George Kambosos, man, for definitely being able to you know what I'm saying, earn a living. Also on that card, we have, man, the undefeated Scott Nicholson, female boxer, really good, 12-0. She only has 1 KO, but she's taking on Tierra Brown. Now Tierra Brown also is undefeated. She's 18-0 with I believe 11 KOs, hard hitting. So you know what I'm saying. This fight right here is gonna tell a lot. You know what I'm saying. I don't know. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Scott Nicholson. A lot of people are real high on her, but do not sleep on Tierra Brown. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Now we've been seeing Devin Haney, man, go back and forth with Gabe Rosado. And you know, a lot of people saying Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, is in his feelings in it. But I'm gonna say this right here with Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney gets a lot of scrutiny. A lot of people come at Devin Haney. A lot of people come at Bill Haney. There's a lot of hate for the Haneys, and sometimes, man, you get tired of it. And we know that why Gabe is picking Ramirez to win. He might not want to come out and say it, but we know why he's picking them. So I know Devin Haney sees what some of us see. So that's why I believe Devin Haney actually responded. You know, I'm picking Devin Haney to win. I think Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, should take care of business. But a lot of people want to see Devin Haney lose. And you know, I see a lot of people were talking about fatherhood, and you know, I was listening to the interview yesterday, and you know, people, you know, talking about having fathers in their lives. Devin Haney got a father in his life, and it seems like, man, even when you got a father, that's still not good enough. People still tend to, you know, try to find fault. But I tell you this right here, even with the LeBron James situation, we seen how LeBron James came at Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith tried to make it out to be a situation where LeBron was taking up for his son. No, LeBron was taking up for himself because he felt like Stephen A. Smith was attacking who he is as a father. And I can understand that, man. As a father, nobody wants to, you know what I'm saying, have anybody trying to critique how they raise their child or what they've done for their children. And I think that's the problem, man. A lot of times people are trying to critique and tell people how to raise their children. And a lot of these folks are doing that, ain't even raising their own, or they don't even got kids. So sometimes it's good, man, to keep your mouth shut. And when it comes to stuff like that, man, mind your business and stay out the way. We definitely got to start doing that. But like I said, I got a lot of things coming up. I also got an amateur fighter out of Clarksville who I'm going to be interviewing real soon. I'm waiting on her to give the okay. You know, Clarksville has a host of fighters right now, you know what I'm saying, and they doing big things. And I really, all this time is crazy, man. You know, I've really been, all this time I've been, you know, following boxing, and I've been everywhere trying to get fighters. I didn't even know that Clarksville had 3 or 4 amateur fighters right now, and 1 or 2 of them had, you know, been to the Olympic trials in 2023. So I've been missing out on my own town, you know, my own city. So I'm definitely going to get into that right there and start talking to these people and trying to get these interviews. I've had them, you know, a few people contact me and ask me like, "Hey man, why you ain't trying to holler at us?" And I had to tell them I apologize, but I didn't even know. You know, I know we got a few gyms here in Clarksville, but a lot of things that we, you know what I'm saying, ain't what they always seem. You know, I got a guy right now in Clarksville, and I've been trying to get an interview with him, but it seems like he don't want to answer the call. Or, and this is somebody I've been knowing for a long time. So when people see you trying to do something, man, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, they gonna turn the other way. JG, what's good, my brother? How you doing, Jason? How everything going with you? I was just talking about Clarksville, man, and we got a lot of fighters in Clarksville right now doing big things. And I'm also talking about I got an interview coming up with Brian Norman's senior Saturday, man. Everybody, I want everybody to tune in. I got to really, you know, redeem myself, because one thing about me, I pride myself on doing, you know what I'm saying, great interviews. And it's just something, you know, it's a craft. It's also a skill, you know what I'm saying? And anytime you do an interview, you need to prepare yourself. You need to have the right questions, you know what I'm saying? And you need to be, even if the person you're interviewing is not basically, you know, giving you like good feedback or whatever, you know, you got to keep on asking the right questions and keep doing saying the right things until maybe you can get something out of them. A lot of times it's hard, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I also pay attention to this. Sometimes it seems like when people go on other people's channels, they always, you know what I'm saying, they always, for some reason, they'll go on somebody else's channel and they'll get them great interviews. And when they get with you, you know, it's just it's a different tune. I don't understand that, but that's how it plays out. You say good on this recycling route, tuning in, definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely trying to get new people in here. I'm reaching out to a lot of different folks. It's hard to get these interviews. I want to get people on here like Clarissa Shields. Uh, I'm working on getting something done right now with Christy Martin. I know a lot of y'all know who she is. She's been retired for a long time. She fought Layla Ali back in the days. She's also right now a promoter, a trainer. She has fighters. And I want to see what she thinks about women's boxing today. You know what I'm saying? Ada Velez, someone who I've interviewed on Instagram. I want to get her on here. You know what I'm saying? I want to get them all on here. I want to mix it up. And maybe as I go on, I can start getting the Keyshawn Davis's. Tank ain't going on nobody's channel too quick, man. You know, getting an interview with Tank is almost impossible. But, you know, I reach out all the time, man. Listen, you can't, they can't, you know, tell you no. How you doing, R. Smith? Hello, hello. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely reaching out. I'm definitely working on these interviews. And one thing I'm hoping right now, I'm hearing the Gary Antoine Russell is talking about going down to 135 and facing Shakur Stevenson. Now, Gary Antoine Russell is at 140, but one thing I did notice about this, he came in fight the night before the fight, he was 133 pounds. I definitely believe that he can make 130, you know what I'm saying? No, not 133, I'm sorry. He came in 2 pounds lighter than the 140-pound limit. Let me get that right, correct that. So I definitely believe that he can make 135. I don't think it's a big problem. I think Gary Antoine Russell can make it easily, and I would love to see that fight. There will be a real interesting fight to see how Shakur Stevenson will be able to handle that type of pressure, because Gary Antoine Russell is one of those special pressure fighters. You know what I'm saying? You got pressure fighters like Pitbull and stuff like that, but Pitbull doesn't have that boxing pedigree or style that Gary Antoine Russell brings to the table. Gary Antoine Russell knows how to come behind a jab, put pressure on you, and be able to get in. Seems like Pitbull, a lot of time he comes in head first, no head movement, no jab or nothing. So Gary Antoine Russell and Shakur Stevenson, that would be a real interesting fight. And I'm gonna say this, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I don't know who I would pick to win that fight. Both of those fighters are two of my favorite fighters, and I love to see it. And I hope it does happen. Now, Shakur Stevenson is asking Turkey Al-Sheikh right now, you know what I'm saying, to make the fight happen with him and Till. You said, yeah, Price, you said Pitbull is basic. Yeah, Pitbull is very basic. I got to say that Pitbull is a very basic individual. Uh, his claim to fame was going 12 rounds with Gervonta Tank Davis. Everybody knows that. Pitbull came out of nowhere. Yeah, Russell's very strong. He's a strong individual, but going down to 135, would they take away from some of their strength? I don't know. I don't believe so. I believe that Gary Antoine Russell is one of those guys, you know what I'm saying, that can fluctuate, go back and forth. I believe he could go to 147 right now and be real good at 147. He's just that caliber fighter. But definitely, Shakur Stevenson has his sights set on none other than Teofimo Lopez. Now, Teofimo Lopez, for all, you know what I'm saying, purpose and intentions, he sometimes, he calls out a lot of fighters. He says he wants Boots. He said he wanted Bud Crawford. I don't really know what Teofimo wants to do. I don't know if he really wants any of those fights. But, one thing for sure, uh, him and Shakur, they're around the same weight. I think that would be a much better fight for him than him going up trying to fight a Boots or face a Bud Crawford. I think in either one of those fights, he gets destroyed, he gets stopped. Now, against Shakur, I don't know how that fight looks. You know what I'm saying? It will be real interesting because T.O., you know what I'm saying, even though at one time he was known for having power, T.O. also, you know what I'm saying, he likes to wait and counter and stuff like that too. He's a real good counter puncher, and T.O. looks for those counters. When you look at Shakur Stevenson, it could almost possibly be a boring fight. I could see that fight, actually being a non-exciting fight because both of those guys, you know what I'm saying, especially Shakur, is real defensive minded. Teofimo has a little more offense, but I think, what I'm saying, I just think it'd be a boring fight. I don't know how this, what I'm saying, styles make fights. Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo Lopez, I think it will be a lot more interesting because we know that Keyshawn Davis will be coming forward. He'd be on the front foot and he will be, you know what I'm saying, putting pressure on T.O., making T.O. fight. And when you make T.O. fight, whether I like him or not, T.O. will fight. JG, you said it's a good tweener weight for going up or down one weight class and not lose too much power. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. Anytime around 135, 140, 147, those weight classes, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people that's at 140 can actually fight at 147, no problem. A lot of people at 135 can fight it. It just, it depends on what you're willing to do, what you're willing to take your body through, how much you stay in shape. The one thing about going up and down in weight, you have to be in shape all year round. You can't be one of those guys that, you fight at 140 and then when you're not fighting, salute, Crush, what you doing, my brother? Crush, man, when you gonna come on stage with me, man? I've been trying to get the OG on stage with me, man. Y'all gotta start pressuring Crush, man, to come up here with me and talk boxing, man. That's my guy right there. And he definitely knows boxing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting there, Crush, talking about right now, Gary Antoine Russell, and he wants to go down to 135 and face Shakur Stevenson. And I think there will be an interesting fight. I don't know how it plays out. But I would definitely love to see how Shakur will be able to deal with that type of pressure. It's a different type of fighter. We call Pitbull a pressure fighter, like I said, but there's a different type of pressure. Like I said, Gary Antoine Russell can box, and when he comes forward, you know what I'm saying, he comes forward with a jab. He knows how to move. He's not just a sitting duck, a target. Yes. Hold on 1 second. What's good, my brother Mark and Dean? Thank you for coming on stage with me, my brother.
What's good, CDK?
I'm sitting there talking about Gary Antoine Russell and Gary Antoine Russell saying that he wants to go to 135 and take on Shakur. I mean, what you think about that?
Um, I mean that's something that I've actually heard about for years now. That Gary Antoine Russell is small enough to go down to 135. That I guess that must be true if he's serious about it. I don't I don't necessarily like it because historically we've seen that usually doesn't yield good results.
Yeah,
You look at Roy Jones, you look at Chad Dawson,
yeah,
and then he tried to jump back up and he was never the same. He just kept getting put to sleep or get beat up.
yeah.
So I'm not really in support of it. I think he could take over that 140 pound division. But if a Tank Davis fight in the DMV is available, and I
Yeah.
keep saying this, I want to see Tank in a stadium fight in
Mm.
the DMV. Bring the whole place out, whether it's at the Orioles baseball stadium or
Yeah.
it's at the Ravens stadium. I just want to see the event, and I think
And
Gary
what's
Antoine
my call
versus
it a big
Tank
stadium
that's
too,
something that
Marky.
what
Uh,
you say, Prize?
where the Commanders play, that's a pretty big stadium.
Oh
FedEx,
yeah,
Yeah.
so
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
massive.
absolutely. No, and that would be great for the Commanders fan base. That'd be great for DC and the DMV, like I said. But yeah, that'd be a big event to see Gary and Tank in a
Yeah, but
stadium fight
uh, let
in
me ask
that
y'all this,
area.
both of y'all. Let me ask both of y'all this though, because Gary Antoine Russell was speaking on the situation, but he really didn't bring Tank name up, and I think I know why. It's because I think he feels like everybody else feels. You don't pick Tank, Tank picks you. So
Yep.
calling out Tank really doesn't do any good. Tank got to wake up out of bed and say, "Hey, I want to face you." He's the A side, and he got the right to do that. I mean, so do you think that fight is possible to happen? Either way,
Uh, I mean, it's not likely to happen, but
right?
it can happen. It's possible, but I wouldn't say it will happen like this year. I'd say that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't see the fight happening at all. Um, I think he too big. he he too big, man.
Mm.
Antoine's too big for Tank.
You know, but I was hearing Blue Blood talk, and I was talking to Blue Blood. Me and him was talking like in the DMs or whatever. He was telling me like that. He's 5'10". He said it on his thing, but he told me again that he's like 5'10" and a half, and he said he don't think, but Gary, he said he think Gary Antoine Russell probably maybe like 5'8". What's good, TD Sports Talk, man? What you doing?
Tommy from the Bronx,
Tommy,
shot
Tommy.
cheese Tommy.
TD, my dude.
Yeah, he said he don't think he said he think Antoine is actually like 5'7" or 5'8", not 5'10" like they say.
I
So
agree.
you know what I'm
He
saying?
looked like a short
That
dude.
kind of yeah, he did. He looked like a full blown welterweight in there the other when he won that belt against Pure El Rayo. But
Yeah,
I think he's too big and strong for Tank, man. He's a skilled pressure fighter, not like CDK
right.
said, like Pitbull ain't got no skill. He basic. Antoine ain't basic. You know what I mean? Especially with that new game plan he came out with when he boxed very well. And he could
Yeah,
take a punch.
yeah. He definitely can take a punch. And Tommy said he at home working. Man, I'm at home waiting to go to work.
I'm
Yeah,
off.
you off, man. That's a beautiful thing right there. It's a beautiful thing being a good off day, especially during the
Jesus.
week, man. But yeah, I think that Antoine. I don't think that fight. I don't see Tank taking that fight. Tank is calculated and very smart. At the end of the day, we can say whatever we want about Tank. You know what I'm saying? But when he moved right now. We almost seen him get caught up in a situation, and
Dude.
I hate when people say cherry picking because Lamont Roach is not no cherry. You see what I'm saying? Everybody is not a cherry. to be picked. And Lamont Roach is a really good fighter. Whether people want to believe it or not, or they can say whatever, what I'm saying. But Lamont Roach, you know what I'm saying, is a tough fighter, and we seen what almost happened. So Lamont Roach even looked bigger than Tank. You know what I'm saying, in that fight, Lamont Roach looked bigger than Tank. Tank is just really a man. He's a small individual. I think he's 5'5.5", and you see he comes in there at 133, somewhere around there. Tank, yeah, I don't see him fighting Gary Antoine Russell at all. I think, man, that would be Gary Antoine Russell. It would be the first time we really see Tank get bullied.
Yeah.
So we saying Tank don't want to challenge himself. Is that what we saying?
Uh,
I don't
yeah,
think he want that fight. That not
Thank
that
you,
particular
CDK.
fight.
Thank you for being honest. Thank you.
yeah. I mean, the truth is the truth. I mean, I I think Tank is, like I said, bar none, one of the greatest 135 pound fighters I've ever seen. Now, Aaron Pryor is my favorite fighter around those weight classes, and I always say this, but I do want Tank to take on those tough challenges. I want to see, like, I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan, win, lose, or draw. I've always loved Manny as a boxer, and I just love to see a boxer go out there and just say, "Man, hey, listen, I don't care who it is, put him in there," and that's what I want. That's what I want from Tank. I can live with Tank having 3 or 4 losses on his record, and if he fight 10 more times, but he take all tough fights, I can live with that.
But these dudes, they not cut from that cloth. They not cut from that Pacquiao cloth. Because Pacquiao is the type of nigga, he'll beat somebody 3 times and still give him a fourth fight because he
Yeah, that's
tired of
crazy.
hearing people bitch about, bruh. He that type of individual.
Yeah,
And
he is.
all of them fights, he know it's gonna be hell.
Yeah,
And he still give it to that man. But hey, I'm trying not to shit on Tank anymore. I mean, he's
yeah, I'm
gonna
definitely not.
retire in a year or so. They saying after this rematch, he gonna fight Jake Paul. Hey, respect. Get your money, King. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Art Smith said that's a bad fight for both of them. Art Smith, who you talking about, Tank and Antoine? I definitely think it's a bad fight for Tank. You know what I'm saying? Just because of Antoine's style and relentless pressure, and being he will be the physicality of that fight. Because believe me, he gonna be, if he gets that fight, he definitely gonna be ready, and I can see his brother gonna make sure he apply that pressure.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it playing out. I can see it playing out like that. Him applying a lot of pressure, coming forward, you know what I'm saying? And trying to basically get Tank out of there, man. Now Tank had the chin. I think that I seen Tank get rocked a few times against Lamont. I could
Yeah,
be crazy.
definitely.
Yeah, he got buckled.
He got buckled, didn't he?
Yeah, his legs
Yeah, two
came
or
from
three
under him.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took, and he got Tank got a chin on him, man. Tank has a good chin, and that's what I bringing up chins. I heard. I want to know what y'all think about this because everybody has a different opinion on it. Now, what people think a chin is, some people say, well, you don't get knocked out. Some people say, Devin Haney. I heard Ryan Garcia dad go off into this, and I'm really, it's a few people, man. I'm just gonna go on and say it. Like one person that I can't stand, and I'm gonna say his name. What is whoever reporting all the time? Elliot Setback. He got some kind of personal vendetta with Devin Haney and
Yeah,
Bill.
he's a hoe
Oh my
and
God,
extremely biased.
he's very biased. I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? He's I just hate the way he goes about trying to discredit Devin Haney all the time. He never seems to bring up the fact that Ryan Garcia had anything in the system. He acts like the win still counts. I just hate, man. Listen, whether or not you thought
It's because Bill and Dad won against Floyd, and Ellie is always gonna protect Floyd.
yeah. That's exactly what it is. And it's just ridiculous. I also heard that they turned down an interview with him because Bill didn't like something that he said, and ever since then he's had it in for them. And that could be true as well. But do you believe Devin Haney has a good chin subpar? If you had a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate Devin Haney's chin?
I can get what prize you want to go?
Yeah, I'd probably say a 7,
Okay.
around
That's
a
right.
7, because anybody that I seen Ryan get clipped with the left hand. When I see Ryan clip people with the left hand, they go down or out.
Out. Yeah.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
fact.
And he kept getting back up. He never got stopped. He didn't get stopped. So I know just because you get clipped and you wobble a little bit, He's
Well,
never been knocked out, or stopped. So I would
mm,
say his chin is probably a solid
well,
6.5, 7. I would probably stand on the 7.
Mm,
well, chin, your chin encompasses two things. It encompasses your ability, firstly, to withstand a shot, and
mhm.
I think it encompasses your powers of recovery. When you do go down, can you recover once you get up?
Yeah,
And Devin Haney shown me both of those things.
yeah,
He's shown me he can hang on and he can survive when it gets tough in there or when he gets hurt. So, and like Pryor said, I've never seen him get stopped. I've never seen him get knocked out or slept. So I can't say Dev got a bad chin. So I'd rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I give it a 7. I think that's fair.
yeah. I was I gave him I really gave him a 7.5 or 8, being that Ryan Garcia has tremendous power, and I seen Devin Haney get caught against what Linares, and Linares can punch, what I'm saying, and Devin Haney, was able to get his wrist back, go on to box. And I think people are sleeping on that fact. Like, what I'm saying? For some reason, they want to say Devin don't got a chin. A whole lot of people have went down and not got back up. Put it that way, or not recovered. A lot of people go down, go out, or you know what I'm saying. How many people have you seen get back up? How many times did Devin Haney get caught with that left against Ryan Garcia? A whole lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he kept getting up, and we seen what he was able to do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this. I went back and watched that fight a few times. The rounds that Devin Haney wasn't getting knocked down in, they actually were
He
good rounds.
won.
You know what I'm saying? People don't want to tell the truth. They were good rounds.
He
So,
won. He won most of the rounds, except for the rounds he went down in.
yep, he did. And people don't want to admit that. If you go back and watch that fight, when Devin Haney wasn't on the canvas, Devin Haney looked good. And I think that if he just make a few adjustments, does things differently, we could get a real good outcome from this fight. He has the skills. I seen that. He definitely has the skills to go back in there and make the necessary adjustments to beat Ryan Garcia. He just got to let his pride out. I think he was trying to. I personally feel like he was out trying to do Tank.
Yeah, he needs to focus on himself.
Uh, I mean, I think and while I don't like giving Ryan Garcia credit, I have to give Ryan Garcia credit. I think he won in the mental warfare aspect of this fight. I
Mm-hmm.
think he suckered Devin Haney into believing that he really was unserious. Him
Yep.
and Derek James putting out those videos and those pictures like they're not really training and they missing weight. All he's doing is just pulling Dev in, and Dev really went in there really cool and nonchalant, thinking, okay, I'm just gonna outbox this dude. I'm gonna make him look silly and slap. He got hit in the first 30 seconds. And
Mm-hmm.
Dev, I mean, from round 2 to 6, I thought he recovered well. I thought he won all them shits, but then Ryan switched it up because Ryan was running at first.
Yeah.
Ryan was on the back foot, but then Ryan switched it up immediately in the 7th round. He stepped to Dev, and Dev ain't see that shit coming, and he got caught.
Yeah.
So I
Hey,
gotta give Ryan and Derek James a lot of credit. Like
definitely.
they completely defeated Devin Haney in that aspect of this fight, and they
Do
suckered
y'all
him
think?
into a bad game plan.
Do y'all think Devin
Mhm.
ever hurt Ryan in the fight? Was he up? Do y'all feel like he caught him with some good shots, or had him
Uh,
goods?
I don't think he
I thought he.
ever.
I don't think he hurt him, but he definitely caught him with some good
He
shots.
caught him. He caught him. I think it was in the 2nd or 3rd round with a crazy right hand right on Ryan's chin, and it caused Ryan's body to discombobulate for a second. But I
Yeah.
think he was more off balance.
Yeah, definitely. He was
Yeah.
off balance, like I said, because people always, are always criticizing Devin Haney's power, and that's the thing. Can Devin Haney keep you honest and keep you off of him? It's the same thing with Shakur Stevenson. That's why I think the Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson fight would be that would be a match made in heaven. To be honest with you, two guys.
Hell nah,
You don't think so? Who would you favor?
nah. That's two snipers.
Yeah, the reason I say
That's
that,
two.
I think because everybody's looking for them to be like I say. To me, To and Shakur would be a boring fight. To likes to sit on the back foot and kind of counter a lot, whereas Shakur fights defensively. I actually think Devin Haney will come forward and try to press the issue with Shakur a little bit, make him kind of fight. I'm just going back. Have you ever paid attention when they sparred and stuff? How they spar and kind of look?
Who? Devin.
Devin and
Uh,
Shakur. I've watched a lot of their
yeah,
spar.
yeah. That's a very very competitive sparring session.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Very competitive. And it's a whole
I
different ball
think
game
it'll
when you see
be.
those guys spawn. And I was looking like, okay, maybe a fight between those two guys would be interesting. It wouldn't be as bad as I thought. You know what I'm saying? But we'll have to see. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Devin Haney got this fight with Ramirez, and that's not gonna be a walk in the park. This is just it's not an easy fight. Uh, I don't know what Jose has left in him, but you know what I'm saying. If he has anything left in the tank, it should be real interesting. And just seeing how Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, looks, man. Once you get in a fight and you might and get beat up pretty good, you can come back and not be the same fighter.
Facts.
Pushkin said the addition of Nate Jones is what's going to help Devin. Bill had no answer for Ryan's left hook. I agree, but I feel like Devin. This is one thing about me pushing with a fighter, and I definitely agree with you. I feel like sometimes when you're in there, you have to make the necessary adjustments as well. Even it's not all on the trainer, but where's your mental at? When do you say, okay, what my trainer is saying is not working? I got to do something different. The great ones like Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that, they make the necessary adjustments inside the ring, and that's something that all fighters should be able to do. Your trainer can be great, but you have to be great as well. And I don't think that Devin, I don't know what happened. It's like Devin would not abandon that game plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For nothing in the world. And you need some, or the trainer has to be able to make you snap out of it and get you refocused. And I don't think Bill was able to do that. I don't know what happened, but it just seemed like that it didn't work out for Devin the way he played. And
He
Marvin
definitely
Davis
did.
did it best, man. They actually fooled Devin into believing Ryan Garcia wasn't training. He was playing around, doing everything, but Ryan Garcia was actually training. Let me ask y'all this right here. What do y'all think? Teofimo Lopez and Barboza. A lot of people. I've watched a few of Barboza fights. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like he's looked good and he's looked great, and then sometimes he looked just average. What do y'all think?
Um,
Who?
he's Barbosa. He's a hit or a miss. You never know what you're gonna get with him. Um, but he's been calling for this fight for a long time. He's been chasing this fight. T.O. seemed like he didn't want to fight him, but now the fight's on. So, but I know he want to get back with him. T.O. smacked him. So, I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be an interesting fight that Barbosa can win. I think it might be ugly. I think it might be an ugly fight that either one of them can win. But
yeah,
Barbosa don't. I think he gonna be prepared though, because he been calling for this fight.
yeah, he has. And Art Smith said they didn't fool Devin. The reason I said they did fool Devin
Yeah,
is because Devin changed his whole game plan up.
yeah. I
That's
see.
what we seen was not Devin Haney. That wasn't Devin Haney. The way he went in there and fought. It just wasn't the Devin Haney I'm used to seeing. Ryan Garcia, shout out to him. He did. You said you wouldn't be surprised. Push can hold on if Barbosa beats T.O. That would be nice. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Push and if T.O. gets beat, I'll be happy with that. I'm not gonna tell you no lies. I ain't gonna hold you to it. I'm not a fan of Teofimo Lopez, but we don't know. I'm just hoping it plays out like that. T.O. definitely, if he doesn't lose this fight, one thing for sure, he keeps calling out boots. We can get him right there, and the buck will stop there. I'm pretty sure it
Mhm.
will stop right there. We won't have to worry about T.O. after that fight.
I think Barboza is gonna beat T.O. to death.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. So one of the brothers in the comments said, I think Barbosa beats Tio. I think he can beat him too. Because
Man, I don't,
Tio sometimes he coming like you don't know what you're gonna get. Like he might be great like he was against Josh Taylor, or he might come and lay an egg like Cambozo's or something. You
yeah.
never really know what you're gonna get with Tio, bro.
But this is a big fight. And the one thing about T.O., we
Cheetah
know this
hoe.
right here. He show up for big fights.
Yeah, he does. He
He
definitely
show up
do.
when there's another name, what I'm saying, across the ring from him, he tends to fight better. I think like with the George Kamboza fight, I definitely don't think that he's seen that coming. But with Barboza, the Josh Taylors, the Lomachinkos of the world, Teofimo Lopez seems to always be ready or prepared. That's one thing about him. I got to give him credit for that. He gets up for the big fight, so I think that he knows this is a big fight. And
Yeah.
it's a big payday. T.O.'s getting paid the most money I think he's ever made. T.O., like, he's cried a lot about Top Rank, and paychecks, and we even seen with Lomachenko where Lomachenko had to give up a little money in order for T.O. to take that fight because he felt like he wasn't getting paid enough. Like I said, I'm not a fan of T.O., but I do feel like the Top Rank has been shortchanging him. Now it could be because he can't sell, but I think he's deserved a little more than he's been making.
Yeah, well, he's a scumbag. I hope he don't make any money.
He definitely that. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a scumbag. I've been saying
Yeah,
it.
he's a goddamn scumbag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he is. I gotta say it. Teofimo Lopez is first class trash. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's what I call him. First class trash. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys, man, that I have no respect for outside the ring, and anything that comes his way in the ring, a loss. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy with it. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely, what I'm saying, talking about running that gauntlet. People are talking about Devin Haney, his street fights and what they look like. We need to talk about Teofimo Lopez and what his street fights look like. Because if it's true and Turkey saying that he gonna make it happen, then I don't think Boots really is focused on T.O. I think Boots got tunnel vision. I think it's him. You know what I'm saying? He wants Stanionis, he wants Brian Norman, and then he wants Mario Barrios. He wants whoever got those belts. So I don't know if Boots gonna get sidetracked like that and take a T.O. fight. You think he will?
I would. I mean, even didn't brother Greg on your channel yesterday say that he seemed like he not really focused, like he wouldn't really probably do that. I mean, if they make it worth his while for the money, then I mean, money talks. But I would expect him to fight. Either if he goes in and unifies, I expect him to go for another champion, either Brian Norman Jr. or what's the other kid, Mario Barrios, who's probably the weakest champion. But I think he could. I think he might focus on that. We got to see how he looks. Like Greg said, we got to see how he looks without having that IBF weight clause on him. Because
Yeah,
so now he get to unify, and we'll see how he looks.
definitely. You know what I'm saying, Greg, my guy. But the one thing I didn't agree with is when Greg said that Brian Norman was the weakest of the champions. I definitely don't believe that.
I
No,
agree with that 1,000%.
You
no.
do? I think
Yeah.
Mario Barrios is
I
the weakest.
think Barrios is the weakest champ
I do too. And that's just being honest. I think Barrios is the weakest of the champions. I'm looking at his last few fights. He has not looked good.
at all.
Brian Norman ain't looked good in his last few fights outside of Santalan, and I like Mario Barrios' style to beat Brian Norman because
Nah.
he had no because when he fought against a guy some Mexican cat. But Brian Norman, he dropped his left hand a lot and he was getting dropped. He got dropped twice in the first 2 rounds. And the only reason he didn't get stopped was because he headbutted the dude and it was a no contest because they couldn't go to the scorecards.
Mm.
So no, Brian Norman, like I have no doubt he is the worst of them dudes. Like credit to him, he beat Santalan, but let's be honest. Santalan got his shine from beating Alexis Rocha. And Alexis Rocha got his shine from beating Blair Cobbs. Come on. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
Um,
uh, yeah, you're right about that.
I still
But
don't think. Pardon me. I still think Barrios is the weakest champion. I'm not gonna. I think Brian Norman Sr. can beat him. Who was Barrios fighting in his last fight, bro? That guy was tooth and nail. He. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
Barrios
that
is
little
he's
strip,
pretty.
man.
He's weak, man.
yeah,
That little
I
Argentinian dude,
definitely
he
don't.
looked like Sugar Ray.
His
God
dad,
damn,
your
he's so
daddy said
fast.
your daddy got him over. Got Barrios over Norman too. Damn, y'all boys rough. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you got. I can't see. I ain't. Hey, your dad. I ain't gonna
That's
lie to you.
crazy.
I can't see it. I'm just looking at what Brian Norman done this last fight. I'm just saying I
Yo,
could be wrong.
daddy.
I respect Mario Barrios as a fighter, man.
Barrios
Mario.
dropped that dude a couple times, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying Mario Barrios is a bad fighter. Don't get me wrong. Now, I'm definitely not saying that. I'm saying, but I think Brian Norman is an excellent, what I'm saying, young fighter. He's young, but I still see the talent level there. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see the talent level
I
there,
don't.
and I just want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Now, Marcus Dan said he
Yeah.
don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't think he did? He had his last fight was he looked good.
No, absolutely. It was a toe to toe slugfest. That's what I like to see. And then eventually he viciously stopped Santalan. Good for him. But against a Barrios? somebody who likes to fight from long to mid range, I think he's gonna have a lot of problems with that. I think he might get stopped against Boots, beat to death, Stanionis. I actually think that's a decent fight.
Now,
I think Stanionis would stand there and be close enough for Brian Norman to get his own shots off. And
I
I think
think
it would just be a
I
conditioning
think
battle.
Stanionis beat Barrios.
I don't disagree with that. I think so too.
Yeah, I think Stanionis beat Barrios. I think he definitely beats him. Uh, you know, I don't know, man. It's hard to say for me. Like I said, from what I seen, Brian Norman, like I said, Junior looked real good in this last fight. I could be a prisoner of the moment, you know what I'm saying? But he did look good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't even know too much about the other guy. So when I seen that Brian Norman Jr. was the you know what I'm saying, he wasn't the favorite. I took him on the ticket. I took him and he came through for me. You know what I'm saying? I came through. That was a nice ticket. I won like 1,700, but he was the underdog in that fight, and I couldn't believe it. But I didn't know too much about the other guy, and everybody was saying like he's good, he's good. I said, no, I don't think he's that good. And Brian Norman, he came through for me, and so I was definitely appreciative of that. But like I said, I was talking to Bones, and I was kind of explaining to him because I was telling Bones Adams, about the situation with he was talking to me about Boots and why did Brian Norman turn down the money and all that, right? He said, ain't no way nobody's supposed to turn down 1.7. And I was explaining to him, why he said he turned it down and all that. And he still said nobody should turn down 1.7. That's crazy. That's what he said. But I said, hey, I talked to Senior, and Senior said they definitely fight next. He said, if ain't but about it, that fight is happening next.
I can see that. It's a big fight for both of them.
Yeah.
It could possibly be 3 belts on the line.
I think it will be 3 belts on the line. I definitely
And
think it's
then
gonna
Barrios would be in a good position to
yep,
make some
yep.
money.
Well, what do y'all think about Lamont Roach said he won't, I don't know what his split was last time, but he said, hey, 60-40 this time. He can't take no less than 40%.
I think that's fair, especially after all the crap he has to go through. He has to deal with referees warning him when he gets hit with shoulders. He has to deal with the judges who are going to be against him. The crowd's going to be against him. Nah. Yeah, 60-40 is. Wait, is he asking for 60 on his end?
No, he's asking for 40%.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because and not only that, it's an even bigger fight this time because people know Lamont Roach could win. So
yeah.
yeah, that's fair.
They definitely, yeah, I agree with that. I think he should get 40%. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. He must have got a real small percentage of this last fight. I'm trying
They
to figure
probably
out.
gave him a flat fee.
Yeah, he probably got a flat fee.
Mm.
No, I think he didn't. Cause what I'm hearing, he didn't get anything falls off the ticket sales, pay per view, or any of that. And I think that's crazy when you're fighting. That's where you're supposed to make your money at. When you get the opportunity to fight one of these big time fighters, or one of the simple claim faces of boxing. You know, I feel like that you should get paid well, and he should definitely get a 40%. I want some money off the ticket sales. I want some money off the pay per view sale. I want some of everything. Give me retirement money.
Right.
That's what I'm looking for. Retirement money. He did not get that, and this time he's asking for it, and I don't know what they're gonna do. They said this could put the fight in jeopardy from what I'm hearing if he doesn't get it. But I think that Tank right now, this is when you gotta say, hey, man, give it to him because I got something to prove.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I got something to prove. I got
before
to
you
prove to
go,
the world. What you say
yeah,
now?
no, my bad. See, before you go, Prize, and I just wanted to say, Lamont got a lot of leverage in this situation. He don't really need this rematch. Tank need this rematch because he wants to go ahead and fight Jake Paul.
That
Cause
which is
Lamont, he could
crazy.
go back. It is crazy, Prize, but Lamont, he could go back to 130 and he could fight Raymond Ford on a turkey card, or he could do
And
that
he
with
still
Eddie
has a
Hearn or
belt.
however that worked.
And he still has a
Or
belt.
Yep. Or he could stay at 135 and challenge Shakur or Keyshawn, any one of them dudes.
Like one of the brothers in the chat said, his pretty much Lamont Roach stock has risen. So, and
Yeah,
I agree with him 100%. I forget who said that in the chat. One of the brothers in the chat said that, and
yeah,
I completely agree with him.
yeah. His stock has risen, and you know what I'm saying. This is his time right now. And if he just so happens to go out there and beat Tank, man, I just wonder where would he go from there? What would be next? Would he stay at 135? Would he go back down to 130? Well, I mean,
It'll be probably a bunch of 140 pounders calling him out.
yeah, you're definitely right about that. I can see that happening. But if he's able to get this victory, man, over Javante Tank Davis, man, he sky's the limit for him. He can, do whatever he wants to do after that.
I'd go back to 130 and maybe try to make a fight with Navarrete. I think that could be a pretty big pay-per-view, especially because Navarrete got the Mexicans behind him.
Yeah, definitely. Before we
He one
get
of
out of
them
here,
folk
let
heroes.
me ask y'all this. Before we get out of here, Monster Inoue and Nick and what's his name, Nick Ball. How do y'all feel about that fight?
Oh, I like it.
I'm all right with it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's
like what's Inoue supposed to do? Like at this point, he's not that big of a guy. Like, I mean, I'm not even a big fan of Inoue, but in his defense, I mean, what we want him to move up to 130, 135, and that's be a stretch for him. I ain't saying he can't do it, but it's not likely. And he's comfortable fighting in Japan anyway at 2 a.m.
But I definitely think that fight right there would be
He coming to Las Vegas in May, and then he's gonna fight in Saudi in June, and then he's gonna come back to Las Vegas in December. Prize.
Okay.
They saying he's gonna fight MJ in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Anyway, by 7-round TKO push. It's possible.
Yeah.
But
He tired of people talking.
Yeah. But I definitely want to see that fight. I just want to see, you know what I'm saying, man, because both of those guys, I love Nick Style, man. He comes for he can fight, man. I definitely got Inoue. I favor Inoue, but I still want to see the fight. I just want to see, you know what I'm saying? I want to see how Inoue handles that situation. What else is there left for him to do?
I really wish that he didn't get robbed. Nick Ball didn't get robbed against Vargas because he beat Vargas. He should have been the WBC, had the WBC strap, and he should have took Ford's WBA. I think that might make it more enticing for Monster to move up. But I don't know. He seems content at 122. I think he's just waiting for Junto Nakatani to move up because I think that's the mega fight over there in Japan for them folks.
Did he lose that fight or was it a draw?
Who, Nick Ball?
Yeah.
No, he won.
No, I'm talking about the fight you're talking about.
Oh, it was a draw, but it was a robbery. Like he dropped him 2 or 3 times.
Yep. Because I know he got one draw on his record. And the thing about Nick Ball is only 5'2".
Yeah.
Now, anyway, I think he's like what, 5'5.5", somewhere around there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not that big of a guy. That's what people want him to come to 130 and 135 might be a stretch.
Yeah. But Tank would be man, you know what they're saying? They're saying the Tank is saying yes to the Jake Paul fight. What do they keep talking about, man?
I don't think that's gonna happen. Jake Paul's way too big. That would look bad on Tank's part to do some WWF stuff like that, knowing he got Lamont Roach problems. If he loses Lamont Roach, if he goes in there and lose, or it's another bad performance, and they might rob Lamont or something like that, man, ain't nobody gonna want to see him fight no damn Jake Paul like that. Like what? Like come on, man, he's way too big.
He gonna risk
and Jake Paul got a little bit
fan
of
base.
skills, don't he? He got like a little bit of skill.
Jake Paul has enough skills to where he's gonna definitely be okay in there with somebody of Tank size, man.
How would Tank even hit him? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's not gonna be.
I don't think he could. I don't think Jake Paul has the footwork to keep Tank off of him. I think Tank could get in there and rip his body apart.
But Marky Dane, does he really need to keep him off of him?
Yeah, why do we need to talk about this? This is even stupid to talk about.
I mean, facts. I agree. Like Tank is and people keep saying, "Oh, why you gotta hate on Tank? Oh, why you gotta say Tank?" Nah, nigga, you said you Sugar Ray Leonard. You said, "Oh, I think I'm floored in them." Now you fighting Jake Paul. You still a young dude. You still in your career. You ain't fought them legacy fights yet.
Right.
Your legacy fights is Mario Barrios and a robber against Lamont Roach.
Yeah. I don't want to see
that fight.
I don't want to see that fight, man. Let Jake Paul fight Benavidez or Arthur, one of those guys.
He
You know
doesn't
what
want to fight any. So they're saying. So you telling me he don't want to fight the 40 pounders, but he'll fight somebody that's going to weigh him outweigh him by 200 pounds? Like, come on, bro,
I'm saying?
stop
Yeah, I
it,
think Tank. What Tank is looking at, he feels like him and Jake Paul can make $100 million a piece.
man. Get out
He's
of
I
looking
here.
for
mean,
that.
I think they
I
could
hope
probably
Jake
go to
Paul, and if they
Netflix and
do
convince
fight,
him
I
of
hope
that.
Jake Paul knock him out.
I think they
Man,
could probably go to Netflix and they could both really convince them. Give me 50, give him 50, and y'all keep the rest.
yeah,
Y'all keep
Tom.
the back end. We put this shit up in a big ass stadium. We sell it out. Nah, I can actually see it. Cause imagine
They gonna do it.
Jake Paul shit talking, and his annoyance level, it's at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And the Tank is gonna be talking. I can see a lot of people coming out for that, especially on pay
Yeah.
per view.
Tommy said versus Vargas, that was a robbery, and it was. And let me say this: Alicia Baumgardner has just signed with Jake Paul. Do you think her and Amanda Serrano will now that fight is going to happen?
I'm not 1,000% certain because I've also heard that Amanda Serrano is the Jake Paul made her the head of operations for women's fighter at MVP Promotion. So can she still fight? Is she still fighting? Because I think that's a conflict of interest.
Well, I know she's still fighting. I just don't know how that plays out. You know what I'm saying? Is she gonna be? I don't know how that's gonna play out. You're right about that. I don't know, but why else would you sign Alicia Baumgardner? I mean, what can you offer either one of those? You know, what's left to offer Amanda Serrano, and what can you bring to the table for Alicia Baumgardner? You know, Clarissa Shields is definitely too many weight classes up, and I don't want to see Clarissa Shields trying to come down to 147 to prove no point.
It
I
looked like
can't see it.
Amanda might retire after this Katie Taylor trilogy. I think that's what might happen.
That you know what, that's definitely what's gonna happen, and you're exactly right. I think that's gonna be her last fight, and then from there she'll handle business for Jake Paul, as far as like you said, being the what you said, she's the president of operations.
She's the head of Let me find the official title. That's what it was. She's the head of operations for his women's fighters.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah, Alicia Baumgardner, I don't know who, you know, like around her weight class, who can she fight that's gonna be an interesting fight, and you know what can she bring to the table, and that's something that I was also talking to Bones about, and he was talking about that women actually good, which women are not making any money in the sport of boxing, and a lot of females are not getting paid, and you know that's why it's crazy to think that a lot of these women go over here to the bare knuckle boxing and all that type of stuff to even try to get paid some any real money. Man, it doesn't make sense. I don't know what they can do to pay women better because you know pay has a lot to do with putting asses in seats. You
So
know what I'm
so
saying? Whether we
Mhm.
like it or not.
So
Right.
CDK Amanda Serrano, what it is, a week ago, Jake Paul signed her to a lifetime deal, and he's naming her the chairwoman of MVP's Women's Boxing Initiatives, and lead the company's efforts in identifying, signing, developing, and marketing the promotion's growing roster of female athletes. So yeah, she's the head of that shit.
So
He made her the captain.
well, she's earned it. I like Amanda
Absolutely.
Serrano. I like Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano is one of my favorite fighters, male or female. It doesn't matter. You know, I like Amanda Serrano. So, and listen, we can say whatever we want to say about Jake Paul. We can, you know, he brings a circus to town. He does a lot of stuff. But the one thing that I respect about Jake Paul is that he takes these women and, you know, he give them life changing money. He's helping these
Takes
women
good
get
care
life
of them.
changing money. Yeah, he does, man, and I respect that because you think about the women when you think about basketball and how these women, man, most of them, a lot of them, man, they basically getting paid $30,000 and $40,000 a year to play a professional sport. You know what I'm saying? So Jake Paul, I think Amanda Serrano has made over $1 million her last 3 fights.
More than
JG said,
that, probably.
They make him.
but
She make. It's, he got to be one of
I
them
think she
names.
make a mil per fight, CDK.
yeah. Think about that. How many women are doing that? Is Clarissa Shields even doing that?
I think she cleared the million before, didn't she?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
had.
she cleared 1 million against what's her name? Savannah Marshall. But
Well,
is she doing it consistently? That's the question. Like, you know, and she had opportunities to sign with Jake Paul. And I really wish her ego to the side that they could have done that deal because that would have been perfect for her to really. I think Jake Paul really wanted
So
to sign Clarissa Shields.
so Amanda Serrano claimed that her purse was even bigger than Katie Taylor's 6.1 million that she reportedly got paid after their rematch. So these women are getting paid. They're
Six point
getting
one
paid
million.
upwards of $10 million combined.
Oh, they got paid. They got paid.
Yeah, they good. She could retire and she could run these operations.
Pushkin said, "Do y'all think that Jake Paul promotions will be able to survive in the future against Turkey and Dana TKO?"
No.
Listen, this is what I'm gonna say. Why I think they will. I don't like the Turkey and Dana promotions. I do not. I'm not a fan of it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Here's why. I don't like Dana White. I think Dana White is a cheapskate. He has made all his money off these fighters putting their lives on the line, and I'm for the fighters. So this is why I'm coming with this. A lot of these fighters, man, they get in there in the UFC, and just like I had Joseph Brown on the other day, a young man that's he's he's in the MMA world, and he's also a professional boxer. He can do both. He's won titles in both of them as amateurs. And the reason he went to boxing first is because of the money aspect of it, and fighters not getting paid a lot in the MMA world. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see them try to go out here. Now, if they keep it like it is, I don't think they can change it up. The pay scale and stuff has to stay the same. But if they start trying to mess with the pay scale and do all that type of stuff right there, it's going to become a problem. And that's where Jake Paul comes in at. Jake Paul will be able to survive if he's able to keep on doing what he's doing. And plus, Jake Paul is going to go grab fighters that's on the couch somewhere like me or somebody, we on the couch chilling talking. He gonna grab somebody that got a beer in their hand and say, "Come on, let's fight." You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? He gonna allow you to relive your childhood memories. That's what Jake Paul does. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? He don't mind. He's ready to go. He'll dig somebody up if he
so
can.
TKO Holdings, and I read an article that broke this entire situation down. So I thought they were actually coming with a $27 billion investment to the sport. What it actually is TKO, they are Endeavor, they're Zuffa, they're basically WWE and UFC combined, and they themselves, their total value is $27 billion. They are a giant conglomerate. Okay, and they're run by Mark Shapiro. That, by the way, Dana White is. I don't think he's actually going to be running this. I
Okay.
don't think. I think they're going to be taking his suggestions and whatnot, but he's not actually going to be running this league.
Okay.
And
Okay.
CDK, this TKO, they are trying to be on the level of the NBA, MLB, NFL. They're trying to build an empire in combat sports and sports entertainment across WWE, UFC, and now they're extending into boxing.
Let me ask
And
you. Let
I
me ask you
don't.
this though. Let me ask you. Hold on
I,
1 second. Let me ask you this, Market Dan,
uh,
because Jake Paul, what he's doing is entirely different. He's gonna always have a lane, like JG said. His lane is because he does all. Jake Paul could do exhibition fights if he wanted to.
yes,
You
yeah,
see what I'm saying? So his lane is there for him.
yeah.
But what we need to talk about is Al Heyman, Oscar De La Hoya, Bob Arum. What about those Eddie Hearn? What about those guys? What
They're
happened to
dead.
them?
They're dead. They're dead. They don't have nothing. They're not going to be able to compete with it. Like I just said, this is a giant.
Mhm.
This is a mammoth that's coming to the sport of boxing. Eddie Hearn went around flaunting, "Oh, I had $1 billion from the zone, nigga."
What's a billion here? You're right. You're right.
Fuck a bill. What the fuck is a
Hey,
billion to these people?
hold on one
Are
second.
you
Let me read the
kidding?
comment. Your daddy said, I think Amanda will, what you say, make 2 times more for this trilogy fight. Definitely. Definitely. She's going to get paid. But like,
Yeah.
you don't think she's getting paid. But TKO, man, listen, I'm going to tell you what they done.
One more
They
one
were
more thing,
smart.
but one more
Go
thing
ahead.
before you go to your guy. I just want to say that some big things are going to be coming, and it's going to be making national news because what it is, TKO said they're not going to be investing any of their money. Turkey is going to be the one who's taking all the financial risk. He's going to be the one that's putting up all the capital up front. So what's going to have to happen is there's going to be an act of Congress. It's going to have to come down, and they're going to have to change the Ali Act because that first,
Yeah,
literally the first clause of the Ali Act, it leaves no room for interpretation.
yeah,
It says boxing shall not be operated like any other sport. Any other sport. It shall not be a league or an establishment.
yep,
So, and who's Dana White's best friend?
mhm,
Who's the president of Endeavor's best friend? Donald goddamn Trump.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we're gonna be seeing some big things coming soon. Go ahead.
Uh, man, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was reading I was thinking about the comment, but I don't even care what I was gonna say. I'm gonna say this right here. Man, they was dummies. They was dummies, and I'm gonna tell you why Eddie Hearn them was dummies. They seen the little pot of gold, right, that Turkey threw out there. Turkey didn't do no but pull those people in to do what he doing now. He pulled them in to get inside the boxing world. Once he got in, now he's here, and now the same guy that you brought in is gonna put you out of business. That's what he's gonna do. And
And it couldn't
Oscar,
have happened to a better suckers.
yeah, Oscar's so mad about it because he hates Dana White. He hates Dana White. So he
Uh-huh.
already, but Oscar's very smart. He sees the writing on the wall, and I think he knows what's about to take place. I think he knows that, man, the end is near. There ain't gonna be no room. You think I'm gonna fight for you and make 2 million when I can fight for Turkey and make 5? It don't make sense, or whatever I'm making. But he's already, man, what he's doing, man. He's basically just taking the market, man, and he's saying, listen, man, I got more money than you. I'm gonna get whoever I want, whenever I want. And that's where Tank Davis, whether he knows it or not now, Al Heyman is about to start working with Turkey. He ain't gonna have no choice.
Right.
It's
Yep.
coming. You know what I'm saying? So Tank gonna
Al
be
is a
working with him.
survivor.
That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Out of all of them, Al Heyman, I think is the smartest. He's gonna find a way in, and he's gonna find a way to stay in. If he got to work with Turk Al Sheik, he gonna tell his whole team, listen, this is what it is, Tank. We're gonna do what we gotta do. We gotta eat.
Absolutely, yeah.
We
I
gotta eat.
think that, and once they get Tank Davis, once they get Canelo, once they get the heavyweight division locked up, it's over. The rest of it's gonna fall in place.
Yeah, because they basically got, if you think about it, they got Duval, they got Joshua, they got Fury, they got Usyk, they got Wilder. Think about it. All of those guys have fought over there on a turkey card, right? Joseph Parker,
Mm-hmm.
Big
Mhm.
Bang Zane, the other guy from Africa. All these people have already been on a turkey card already.
They got
So,
another card coming up too with
But
Bacoli
I
and
wonder,
Jagbe
yeah, but
fighting.
Cody,
but what something I wonder is this league. How is it gonna be set up? Like, are we gonna have like elimination style championships
I don't know.
that travel through a season? Like that shit would be cool.
Man, Parker a beast. Yeah, he definitely a beast. Cause he definitely a beast. I don't know how they gonna do this, but I'm gonna say this right here. The thing is one belt
One,
division. Now, man, you definitely gonna find out who the best is, cause you gonna have, if you want that title, you gonna have to go through the smoke, and there would have to be elimination and stuff like that. There would have to be tournaments at each weight class. You know what I'm saying? It could get real interesting, and boxing could go back to the forefront of being one of, what I'm saying, right there with the top sports. Football is where it's at. Basketball to me has declined a lot. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
watered down now, but boxing could
I
go.
don't, man. Like I don't know why. I mean, I
They
get
make
why
it
y'all
so
old heads say that, but
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
got
No, I'm
Jokic.
talking about, but
We got
I'm going off of the actual.
Product, the actual product.
Yeah, and what they're saying, the numbers and all that. That's what I'm going off of.
oh
It
yeah.
ain't even about that. They shoot too many damn 3-pointers now. Back I looked up at a game, and I looked at a game of a regular season game between the Chicago Bulls in 1996 and the uh New York Knicks. It was just a regular season game. I went and looked at the box stats, and I went and looked as a team. The Bulls were like 8 for 15 for three, and I think the Knicks were like another like 6 for 15. They didn't do too good. But
Yeah,
the point I'm making is the combined two teams, the Bulls and the Knicks combined as two of them teams, you combine them together, only shot 33s, bro. Now they're shooting 30 and threes per team. It's almost 60 to 83s
yeah,
if you combine the two teams, and that's the problem. The product it stinks right now. They
yeah,
don't want to. They A lot of them don't even want to dunk that much no more. They had to tell Ja, he's like, I ain't dunking no more. Man, get out of here.
yeah, yeah. And your daddy said, as long as we get the fights, That's what we've been calling for, and I 100% agree with you. We've been calling
Absolutely.
for
If
the
we get
fight.
the fights, then I don't care. I do want the brothers to make the maximize the money, but if I
Yeah,
care about seeing the fight before that.
me too.
Thank
I,
you.
I
And,
told
and
you I'm
that
not
and
worrying
that's my
about the
whole
business
point.
about.
I hear what you're saying, CDK. 'Cause I hear that 1,000%. You want the fighters to be taken care of, and I
Yeah,
Yeah,
think they are going to be
compensated.
taken care of.
yeah,
But
I do want them to be
but
compensated though for their.
but
but, yeah. I
But
want the fight first.
when this thing go hold on, when this thing goes to Congress, these fighters you need to come together. You cannot have your future decided by other people when it comes
Right.
to this act being changed. So if they are going to change the act, you need to come together. You need to decide who your representatives are going to be, and you need to go to these people in Congress and say, "Listen, we need to still be protected. Whatever you come up with, let these be our provisions. We're okay with this league."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
TKO, they can have their own representative in that, but
They should
don't
let them
just
form a
leave it to
union or something.
It
Then
might. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That's
have
what
it
I
say
keep saying,
have it the
Prize.
fighters union.
They might
That's
need
what I
Bill.
keep
They might need
saying.
Bill Haney as the head of the fighters. They need somebody that can talk.
Yeah,
They
No,
need
because
somebody.
if they let TKO and these congressmen decide what's gonna be in there, they're gonna get screwed. And then it's gonna be a whole bunch of whining and complaining. Don't leave your fate to other people.
Please don't leave your faith to other people. And JG said boxing is the closest thing to the gladiators in the Coliseum. Yeah,
hmm
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely, man.
hmm
Uh,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say this right here though. De La Hoya, man, gonna have to put them cocaine pack back down because his money about to get funny. His money is about to get real funny.
Man.
Well, he made some money selling ring, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah, but now Hawkins gonna have to stop inviting people to the bathroom because he's not gonna be able to. A lot of stuff gonna get cut out,
Nah,
man. You know what
he
I'm saying?
gonna be inviting way more people to the
Yeah, it's
bathroom. You're
gonna
gonna
get
be seeing.
spooky. It's about to get spooky. CD.
Yeah, I can't wait,
What
bro.
you think that transition gonna divorce Oscar? You think she gonna take half his money?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. He live in California, right?
hmm
Yeah, yeah, definitely MMA too. Yeah, he live in California. You know they give half in California. If you get
Man.
married, please don't get married in California.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
I don't
bitch
like that
probably got
MMA
so
stuff,
much on
man.
Oscar. She gonna
Right.
put that shit on the table and say, "Shut up, give me
Man,
everything."
man, Oscar finna be in trouble. Don King somewhere, Don King somewhere laughing. You know what I'm saying? Because they kicked him out of boxing basically. So he laughing right now because he
Oh
know
Nah,
they.
yeah.
Big Don promoted some fights in 24 and
Yeah, yeah. I'm
24,
talking
didn't he?
about.
No,
Yeah, I
but
think.
Don, I think Don knows he. I think Don knows he done. He not in the national spotlight no more. Prize.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
but I'm
like
Don
how
saying
he
is
was.
90. How old is Bob Arum and Don? They the same age. They 90 something years
90,
old, right?
90,
Yeah.
93.
Yeah, but I think Don gonna be smoking a cigar to this shit because you niggas kicked me out of boxing. You dusted your feet off on me. Then Bernard Hopkins went and turned around and became one of them niggas.
Yeah,
Now
hey,
he finna
listen,
get buried.
man, I'm sick of
Good.
Bernard Hopkins. I can't stand him, man. I can't stand Bernard Hopkins. And JG said
And
the
he used
three.
to be the front line fighter against these
Yeah,
promoters.
yeah. Now he's a promoter. Look at him now. And then Shane Mosley, they got rid of him. I don't know what, man. He punched drunk.
Shane was too real. Shane didn't like that BS that was going on. Shane
Yeah,
didn't want to
I
be a
like
part of
That
it.
Shane
shame was
Mosley.
so sad.
But
That
listen
woman
to this
took all
though.
his money. She took his belts. She took
He got his
everything.
money back though. He got some money back. Yeah,
Did
right.
he?
I don't know if he did because I mean he might have because I know what you're talking about, Prize. He might have.
He might have, yeah. JG said the threes give the Caucasians a chance to play. You don't have to be athletic. Man, that's JG, folks. I'm
And
not.
like Gilbert Arenas
Man,
said
y'all
too,
need to
he
stop.
said Gilbert Arenas said that now you don't go to the hood to get the kids. These generation of basketball players coming up, or the suburb kids, or NBA player kids, they grew up rich kids. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? All these players are pretty much rich kids, and
and,
they come on, they rich before they get to the NBA. They're not hungry no more.
And,
yeah,
and
yeah. The
let and
home,
let
the
me
home
let
is
me
the
say
home is
something. Let me say something about the NBA. I think it's about the stars, and I think the real reason why a lot of people are complaining is because the stars are no longer from America. When you look at it, the top dudes in the NBA, who are they? SGA, Canadian, Jokic, Serbian, what's his name?
Luka.
Luca, Slovenian. What's the fourth boy I was just thinking of? Shoot, golly.
You
Who
Yeah,
right
is it?
though.
they've taken over the
That's
game of
what the
basketball.
NBA
Yeah, they
want. This
taking
what they
over.
want. This what Adam Silver want. They don't want the YNs. They want they like that's how they do Americans. Like when Americans have
Oh, Giannis,
Giannis,
Greece.
Yeah, they rather have Europeans running the stuff than
Yeah, Giannis, the Greek
something.
freak, the Greek freak.
They rather have another um
And
Yeah,
Wemby.
country.
he's French.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's French. You know what I'm saying?
You see all them
I
damn French boys they got drafted in the last draft. I said they went
I
French
ain't gonna
crazy.
say that, prize. I think them European cats, they just coming up different from. It's like you said, a lot of these guys over here are spoiled, especially when they come up in the AAU circuit now. It's not like how it was. Okay,
Yeah,
you get to play with these other top national players. They're getting NIL money
Crush,
now.
what's he
And
doing? Man, y'all tell Crush come up on the stage, man.
salute, Crush. And it's
Crush,
like Gilly and Wallow said, we're gonna lose a lot of greats in this generation because of this NIL money. We're gonna
we
lose a
definitely
lot of
gonna lose. That's
greats.
definitely gonna happen, man. It's definitely gonna happen. We're gonna lose a whole lot. I'm glad about the money now that these kids are getting. I'm gonna tell you why. I hated the fact that we were putting out these college football games and college basketball games
Mm-hmm.
using their likeness, and they wasn't getting paid a dime. You know what I'm saying? Having to work these little jobs, they should get paid. I have no
They not
problem.
even allowed to work.
Nah, let me
Yeah, yeah.
tell
You
you,
know how much money they make off the college? College make the big
that
time
shit
college.
was that shit. Listen, Brett Kavanaugh, in his Supreme Court opinion, literally compared it to modern day slavery.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
there was a situation where a boy who was playing hockey from Arizona in the hottest day of the year, he took I think a Nike representative offered him a cup of water, and he lost everything.
That's crazy, ain't it?
That's wrong.
A
And they've
couple
been
of
doing that for years, bro. So
Yep.
nah, I like part of while I feel it, like, yeah, we're gonna lose a lot of greats. These young dudes deserve to take advantage.
yeah.
They deserve it.
But you can look at it like this too now. Now a kid might, have the option of staying in college a little longer if he wants to because he can feed his family now. He might want to stay the 4 years. It can work either way. I might decide, hey, I'm getting paid good. I can take care of my family. Some of these kids, they got kids, you know what I'm saying? And they can't take care of the children. So, hey, I got to go pro a little early. They might not be ready, just right yet. Need another year or so. Now you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting paid, you got the opportunity to stay and develop if you want to.
Yep.
So that's how I look at
And
it. You know
get
what I'm
paid
saying?
millions of dollars.
Yeah, take your time to look how much Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter and them will make it, man. Those guys making
Man,
millions of dollars.
Hmm.
Millions of dollars. I love it, man. It should have been happening. And a lot of people are mad about it. But you know what? Y'all been robbing and stealing
nah.
these from these kids for a long time now. And these kids deserve every penny. And I'm happy
You
for
see the freshman quarterback that just came in.
What he
I
getting
think his
like?
name is Jordan Lewis up there
He
in
getting like
Michigan.
10 million.
Yes, he
yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah,
paid
yeah.
10 million a year.
That's crazy. Crazy, man. How much is what's his name making down there in Texas? Peyton Manning them his nephew.
Oh
He getting
yeah,
paid good.
Archman, he getting paid. I know that,
yeah.
but
Arch
he ain't
Manning
getting
get
paid
paid good
like
money.
that.
I seen his name he wasn't even starting last year. And his name was already in the top 10 of the NIL as far as making money off endorsements already. So that just tells you, man, like I said, the money, the opportunity is there. These kids are getting everything they deserve, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be great for
Bruh,
a lot of
so
these kids coming from the hood. You ain't gotta worry about nobody getting them money under the table no more. The schools, it should work out better for them because now you don't have to worry about one of these great players. They want to come to a bidding war, and then your school going on probation. There are a lot of good pluses to what I'm saying. This money is doing the NIL, these contracts, because a lot of times, man, look at the Reggie Bush situation, how he had lost his Heisman, got it back because he had trying to take care of his family. We don't have to worry about these schools getting these sanctions and stuff anymore. So
Hmm.
I think, man,
so
if you think about it, it's for the best.
bruh,
Definitely for the best.
CDK
Yeah.
CDK. So Caleb Williams, the first overall pick from last year's
Yeah,
draft,
Crush down
is
there. Hold on.
making he's making 9.8 a year. So this
Let me get this. Hold
freshman
on one
from
second. I'm trying to get this pull this up here. Why is this thing in the way right here and I can't see
your
nothing?
face is blurry, by the way. Your camera's blurry.
Oh, I know. I done that purposely. Yeah, I got like a blur. It's me. See when I go back and forward like that. See how I clear it
There
up?
you go.
You see how I clear it up?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the blur, man. It's the new age thing right here. I'm in and out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was saying, man. What would you saying? How much money? Hold on, read that again. My fault. Read that again.
Hey, gentlemen, how y'all doing?
All right, hold on. Let him read that again. He just said
Please.
something
Okay,
about.
Well, salute Garnett, but so
salute.
what I was saying is Caleb Williams, the first overall pick from last year's draft, he's making 9.8 a year
Damn,
compared to the freshman from Michigan who's making 10.
man, that's crazy.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. I might
Hey,
go to college.
hey,
But
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement, and have always been in agreement that these young athletes should get um, something more than what the token comment has always been. Oh, they're getting an education. Um, that's bullshit. First off, because most of the kids that go to these universities that are getting these NIL deals are gonna turn into a one and done, like Kentucky is now a farm, basically a farm club for the NBA. I'm glad they're getting the money, but look at what they did when they rolled it out, the NIL. No governing body, no real guidelines, just a bunch of thugs and people with money throwing money at these kids. Why did they do that? Does that make sense to anybody?
What you talking about? Like, far as how the money's coming to him?
Right, because we can look at the situation in Vegas, right, with the quarterback there, right.
oh yeah,
Somebody
yeah, yeah.
outside of the university made a basically what we would call old school is a gentleman's agreement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sound like it was on paper.
Well, actually, Garnett, it was the assistant coach.
Yeah.
So it
Oh,
was
yeah.
somebody on
Yeah.
the coaching staff that made that promise to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they also negotiated that with someone local too, though.
Yep, yep.
It like basically like a booster. Here's the thing: why did they do that? Because see, we look at these athletes. It's never what it looks like. Never. It sounds great they're getting paid, right? Because we've all seen that it's basically been the marginalized individuals in our community, just like in the uh, in all entertainment, in Hollywood, in politics, across the board. The marginalized community gets used to roll something out. Okay, always. What are they rolling out? Because they didn't have no real guidelines. They just said, yeah, basically to the highest bidder. You said it earlier. It's no different than the private stock, gentlemen.
Yep.
No different than the private stock.
Yeah, yeah. It ain't. But like I
And
said, I agree with you 100%. But I'm just happy, like I said, I'm just happy that they are able to finally get these young
make
guys.
something. What
You
are
know what
they
I'm
going to
saying?
do? They're going to have to open up. See, why is Silver doing what he's doing? I said what I meant when I said so the Caucasians can play. Okay,
But
it's like
but
that across the board.
but
Okay,
the problem, Garnett, is that the NCAA they don't want to come in and put guidelines on any of these players because they might open themselves up to civil litigation with
Yeah.
right,
all the bullshit they've been doing in the past.
Right.
So
right.
what might
There it
have
is.
to happen is Congress might have to come in and get involved. And then we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna
Hey,
see the players unionize themselves around all
aren't
the
they aren't
private
they involved
conferences.
everywhere else? Aren't they involved everywhere else in the sports or sports entertainment, music entertainment? I'm talking about entertainment as an industry. And so look at what it's doing. They're starting. They're about to globalize. Okay, what's moving is politics is going global, more global. Sports entertainment, everything's going global. Why? Because we're about to consolidate, gentlemen. I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but we're about to consolidate this planet.
I
Okay,
agree.
borders are going to disappear. Okay, the issue with Trump and all of that and what was going on in Ukraine is it, people don't remember that we tore that wall down, right? Tear your wall down. Well, what we made was a promise then that we were going to bring democracy to the world. Okay, with Reagan, and so Putin hadn't forgotten that, and so Ukraine was talking about we want into NATO, right? NATO is backed by the United States and the Allies. So if we let them in, then that means that we have a presence on Russia's border. That's a threat.
I,
Now we got to do it.
Hold,
That's a threat to
hold on
them
one second.
because
Hold on one second. Y'all hold on one second. Not cutting you off. I don't want to jump too far over into the politics.
well, I'm gonna tie it back in.
Okay.
Because the politics, the sports, look at these European players. We're talking about, Silva going over to the Europe and all these European players. Okay. It's just a consolidation. Okay. Entertainment, the boxing. Look at, like you were talking about, Dana White, all of them, Turkey. Okay. These are the power players globally. And so things that are happening politically are also happening within sports entertainment. I'm so glad these young men are getting paid. You're right. Because these universities have been playing the game of, we put my name on the back of the jersey, but I don't get nothing off of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a brand. My
Well,
name is a brand. And
your
so you're
likeness,
so
your
right when you
likeness
said
is
they
a
don't want to
brand.
have part of it. The
Your likeness,
NCAA don't want no part of it.
yeah. Well, one thing for sure, even when they wasn't using their names, I still knew when I was playing in college basketball that it was Lou Alcindor or Bill Walton
Right.
because it was their
We was
likeness.
coming to see them play.
Yeah,
Right. We were coming to see
yeah.
them.
Yeah, so you know what it is, and that's the only thing. Like I said, and son Pushkin was saying, I'm going back to your daddy right here said the NFL be on some BS too. They have all this money, but want to charge like 500 for the Sunday ticket and can't even
Right.
watch national
Nah,
televised
that
games.
shit is crazy. The
Yeah, that's
Sunday
crazy.
ticket was actually $680 last year.
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I
But
had to.
hey, you know why they do it?
And
Because
and
we
then
pay it.
it didn't even show all the games.
But guess
Because we
what?
pay it. Because the people will pay it.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. Let me tell you this. I had the Sunday ticket for free, and I'm gonna watch it again for free. They're not gonna charge me no $680 to watch.
Hey, say it again, Lowe's. Say it
Yeah,
again, Lowe's.
I had it for free, and I'm gonna have it for free
Okay.
again. And if you want to get with me on this, anybody needs to get the Sunday ticket, I can get it to you for free as well.
Oh yeah, most
You
definitely.
know what
I
I'm
had
saying?
my own Sunday ticket.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
boy.
Hey, and so as a disclaimer, two wrongs don't make a right, people. It just
yeah,
makes it even. It makes it even.
just
Hey,
make it
everybody
easy.
out there listening to us, two
Yes,
wrongs don't
sir.
make a
Yes,
right.
sir.
It
That's
just
right.
makes it even.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I do not own the Sunday ticket, but
Right. Right.
hey, Pushkin said stick game. You better believe it. Sport, man, you better believe
Okay.
stick game. And I'm watching football. Ain't no way in the world they finna charge me. But with this crazy though, I do this, folks. I'm gonna let you know because I support boxing so much. I still pay for my fights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just something I do, but because I believe in it. But the NFL, man, with that $680, I just think it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a number like who had $680 when I should be able to watch my team on TV? It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm
Right.
a Lion fan, and I'm down in Tennessee. So a lot of those
Bless your
games,
heart.
yeah,
Bless your heart, Lowe's.
they're not televised. They're not
Bless
televised.
your heart, Lowe's.
What about
Hey, y'all do know that anybody who ever says they're a Lions fan
Birds.
has got to be a Lions fan.
Yep.
yeah? Well,
Yep.
you've been knowing me all my life, so you know I'm a Lion
Right.
fan. Yeah,
I
you
know
know
y'all been through some
now
hell.
a lot of fans joined my team over the past few seasons, but I've
Yeah.
been a Lions fan since I was 8, 9 years old. Now it's a lot of new fans. I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to jump on the bandwagon somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. It's
Los,
okay.
we know you've been waiting for a long time. That's why I love it for you. I'm a 49ers man, and
Yeah,
I love it for you because y'all are kind of like the Cubs. I'm a Dodgers man, but I was pulling for the Cubs a little bit. Like, man,
yeah.
they need it. The city
What
of
was
Detroit
saying?
needs a Super Bowl, bro.
We definitely do. Cutting the cord
I'm a
ended up costing
goddamn
us way
Birds
more than cable.
fan. The
Yeah,
Birds did it this year.
Hey,
They
yeah.
got
The
it
birds
done.
done it. They took care of business. He said cutting the cord ended up costing us way more than cable. Man, a lot of stuff, man. Cable, even the cable prices got outrageous when it came to these sports and all that, man.
Nah, but what you gotta understand is right now these people have a certain kind of monopoly on the market. The same way how your cable TV provider had a certain
hey,
monopoly on your
not
region.
now, bro. Not now. Not now. Ever since TV and television.
I'm talking
Okay.
about the NFL ticket,
Yeah,
Garnett.
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying, they're all owned by the same people, bro. They're all just subsidiaries. I'm talking about the big picture, bro. All your news channels, they're owned by
Yeah, yeah.
five companies. Everything is
Comcast,
all of it.
Disney, all that.
Okay,
definitely, definitely. Listen up, man.
it's big
Hey, listen,
business.
I got to get out of here and get ready for work, man. I appreciate it. It's been a long, great conversation today with everyone. And I hate to cut everybody off, but I definitely got to go pay the bills. Man, listen, this CDK Sports Talk Network. I got my brother in the house, man, Mr. Garnett. Got my brother Mark Dan
Great
and
show.
Prize Fighter, man. Listen, we're gonna do this again. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you ain't hit the like button, make sure you did hit the like button, man. Share the video, like, subscribe, or comment. Let everybody know that we here to stay and we don't play. We out.
Peace.
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 Boom.